Well, greetings all. On occasion, I will have people come to the channel and say, Bill, do you have a Facebook account? No. Are you on Twitter? No. Blah, blah. Okay. Reddit or whatever, some other social media thing. No, don't even bother. Okay. The answer is absolutely not. In a way long time ago, back around 2009, there was an economic collapse caused by houses, bank loans, mostly in 2008. And so, the job I thought I was going to retire from didn't happen. I became a highly paid drone that wasn't important anymore once the economy went south. So I had to scramble, and I needed to come up with a business. I decided that I was going to do landscape design and consulting, something that I'm fairly good at, and there was a need. California was in the midst of needing to convert these water-thirsty landscapes they had into some sort of xeriscaping, and native gardening and things. So it was a real opening, and it worked out real well, too. I used YouTube at the time as a platform for advertising. It was free. I looked at it. I said, man, I can do the whole Madison Avenue ad guy thing here for free. Just create a nice presentation so people know who you are, what you can do, and show them. Well, that's what I did. And I had actually no intention or even understanding in 2009 that I was entering social media. I didn't really know what that was much at that point. I came in there because it was a real good platform for advertising, and Google liked what I was saying. It supported me. It pushed my stuff, way to the top of the list. If you're doing searches in the Bay Area, I'd be 1 to 3 from the top of the list on a Google search. That was profitable. I enjoyed it a lot. And so, mission accomplished. That is how I ended up here. Okay, I didn't end up here, because I wanted to show you how to use lipstick, or I really even give a darn what most of the rest of the world thinks about what I do, who I am. I've been here long enough that I know it ain't worth balancing my opinions of myself off the opinions other people project on me. So that's not why I'm here. Now, somewhere along the line, I did suddenly realize, as I started to get feedback on this channel from people who were saying, oh, Bill, thank you so much. Oh, Bill, that really, it's, I remembered, it came back to me, that I was about 17 years old, and I'd made a declaration that I had intended to try to leave the world in better shape than I found it. That's the only reason I'm still here. Otherwise, I'd have walked away when I retired, from the consulting business. I don't do that stuff anymore. That's too much work. And kind of got going here, growing stuff in the fields in Hawaii and talking to the cat and listening to the frogs. I remembered that I had said that I wanted to leave the place in better shape. And decided, the channel, okay, so call me an influencer, right? Because now I almost never tell anybody what they should do. That's up to them. What I do here is I tell people what I do. And if you like it, if it impresses you, hey, do it. That's kind of the purpose of why I stay here, hoping that I can, try to leave the planet in a little better shape, promote better food, safer agriculture, better ways of using energy, and so on. Lifestyles that aren't as hectic and crazy and destroy the planet. Yeah, that's the idea. I am quite successful at it. I make a living from it even, Yeah, I'm very successful at those ideas, and they blessed me. So I promote these ideas. I promote investing, so that you can liberate yourself from the tyranny of our wage slave economy and so on. Try to promote better ways of living. So I guess you could say I guess I became an influencer, at least not typical one, because I honestly don't give a darn what you people think. I know I can't change anybody's mind. Yeah, but when it came to social media and the smartphones, they're connected. These things are paired. I often will see things before they happen. Now, sometimes it's just logical judgment, critical thinking. Other times it's more than that. But I see things a lot before they occur. And when I saw what was going on with social media, the smartphone, and all of that, I said, oh no, this is causing a big psychological problem for everybody. It's stripping our brain wiring out of us. If nothing else, people don't bother to punctuate or spell properly anymore. Capitals have gone away. All of the subtle nuances of the English language that made it a very fine tool for communication, they're falling away. It's because of social media and the smartphone. You can't type with two thumbs. Let's get it, Well, I know you're all going to tell me, oh, no, I can do that. Yeah, well, if you got eyes that you can see with something that small, I don't anymore. Even with these things on, it's too small to see. My thumbs, from playing guitar my whole life and gardening and being a mechanic, I can't feel the end of my thumbs. And typing on a virtual keyboard on a thing about the size of a deck of cards, that's nuts. From my point of view, the smartphone was one of the dumbest inventions we ever came up with. But see, I don't follow crowds. Like I said, I really don't care what you people think of me. I'm not one who judges what happens with me by what everybody else is doing. I generally look at the world and figure, most of you guys are nuts. Yeah, that's how I see it. And so, boy, I'll be kind of nutty to follow you around and do what you do. So I critically analyze everything. And when I saw the smartphone come on and I saw social media come on, I saw severe problems. Now, years later, they are turning up. The kids can't put them down in the classroom. They have to ban them from schools. I don't know. There are all sorts of problems that are surfacing now. The psychological issues connected to this, to the dopamine, no dopamine, thumbs down, thumbs up stuff, Teenagers committing suicide because they got too many thumbs down on their lipstick thing, It's sad. It's very sad. I'm really very much in favor of organic living, okay? I live here in the country, on an island in the middle of the ocean, on a place where I grow much of my own food, okay? I'm surrounded by wildlife and nature, and it's a beautiful environment here. Well, I enjoy talking story. Yeah. My grandpa was a storyteller. My brother's a storyteller. I'm a storyteller. There ain't nothing like sitting face to face with somebody and talking story. Cups of coffee, bottles of beer, whatever it takes, lubricate it. Go on for hours, talking with your friends, hanging out across the table. This is my life. When I was a boy growing up in the Midwest, farm towns going over to suburbia in northern Illinois in those days were real boring places. Yeah, we didn't even have a bowling alley. We didn't have a movie theater. Now, there were places nearby, you could drive to or something, but that was nothing. Originally, I remember when Burger King showed up in town. Wow! Oh, one day, Top's Big Boy. Wow, a sit down, man. Well, we were teenagers, and I worked there for a while, but that's where I learned to make onion rings. Yeah, but we used to go in there in the summer, when we were out of school, and coffee was, I don't know, 10 or 15 cents a cup. I don't quite recall, but it was really cheap even then. The stuff in Big Boy didn't really deserve being called coffee. We called it hot brown, yes. And we believed it was one bean tied in a string, and they'd dunk it, in the boiling water. And I suppose, anyway, they 15 cents for one cup, and then they'd refill it endlessly for nothing. And so we'd sit there, we'd talk story, we'd talk about music, we'd do whatever it was. It would come to mind, didn't matter. But, yeah, we'd just hang out, we'd drink coffee and talk. Watch cars go by, watch girls go by, see who's coming through the parking lot with a hot rod, whatever it was, just basically American hangout. And we did it on a 10-cent cup of coffee for hours on end. It was great fun. I truly remember it as being some of the higher points of my life, just sitting across from another human being and just brainstorming. Yeah, now everything's getting pushed apart. The internet pushes people apart. I'm over here stupidly trying to draw people in, silly, because truly I am addicted to my social media account, my Facebook page. It'd be hard for me to get rid of the camera, stop processing videos, and stop posting. Why? Because most of what comes back to me is positive feedback that enriches my life. It's, you kind of get mostly what you put out. Now, there are times, because of my attitudes and opinions about certain things, that, I spew venom at times too. And of course, that steps on some people's toes. You all know I can stir up a hornet's nest if I choose to. I've been quite good at it most of my life, but, well, when it comes to social media, it's easy, and most of it is social. It's your friends, it's your relatives, it's people sharing pictures of their babies and so on. But I tell you, along with social media, we have anti-social media, because, I'm really not that radical of a character here, but boy, oh boy, some of the people that come down on me with some of the stuff, they're just out there dying to find a target. They're ugly, they're unhappy, they're suffering. People who hang around out there in social media and attempt to make other people's lives miserable. Well, like I said before, you guys are transparent. You ain't fooling me. So I'm a little too old to get suckered on that stuff. But yeah, I don't like what it's done to us, because in some cases, polite social interaction still exists. But in other cases, I guess, because I'm removed out here, people who would never try to say something like that to my face will say it on my YouTube channel. I'll tell you what, I don't care whether you're in my face or whether you're on the channel. If it deserves getting your nose broken, I consider it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I react sometimes, but I don't react with, oh, I feel so dumb, my people don't like me. Oh, it's more like, better run. That's me. That's my life. I was raised in the south side of Chicago. We have trouble too, and we suffer for it, but not exactly the same way. Skin, knuckles, busted bones. And these days it's worse. Wow, I guess Chicago's pretty bad. It's a shoot 'em up city, boy, boy, boy. So happy I live here. Well, yeah, there you go. So, ain't no point in asking. I am anti-social media, anti-smartphone. I see the whole thing as being very bad for us. It's not a good thing. No. It's not made life better. And because it hasn't made life better, I don't see why we continue to do it. But, I never got it in the first place. That's, why. I never got it. I saw them yo-yos in the restaurants on smartphones while I'm trying to eat my sushi, screaming and hollering into the speakers, I said, man, will you shut up? Just give me some peace. I'm in here eating, get rid of that thing. Or you see the guys out there on the freeway in California, and they're trying to merge in, and they got a phone in one hand, the other hand's gesturing in the air. They're driving with their knees because they're talking to their boss, trying to drive a car and so on. So I just got an attitude about it, man. That ain't good for us. This isn't good for us at all. So I don't participate. Now I slowly get forced. One of these days I may have to get a phone because of my finances and bank account. Hang loose. Aloha.